Stop lying to yourself and to me.
I'm not lying
you
to
sure
anyone,
are.
pal.
Fine,
Like I said, hey, get back to the
prove
point.
To me
prove
that. No, I'm
Prove your God exists. Don't be talking to me about some woman who I don't even know. That was the point. You're getting way off the point.
No, I'm not getting off.
Right. Well, let's see.
And they say, have you displayed the academic
GPA and
excellence to make it in here?
Then maybe you'll get into UCSB.
Right. Fine. But the point is, you're intellectually naive if you think that you have to prove something in order to believe it. When you're approaching a green traffic light, do you prove that the guy coming down opposite towards the red light is going to stop before you go through it?
A lot of times they don't, pal.
Do you prove that they're going to stop at the red light before you go through your green light? Do you prove that the pharmacist in that bottle of medicine has put the right medicine? Or do you trust based on evidence of reliability?
A smug atheist asked Cliffe Knechtle this very question in a college debate, and what follows is a fascinating conversation that will keep you on the edge of your seat. But here's the thing, this atheist isn't ready to listen to reason, and that's what makes this exchange so interesting. So, can Cliffe provide proof of God's existence? And will this atheist be open to changing their mind? Let's find out.
Not one shred of touchable, tangible, provable evidence in thousands of years. Not one shred of evidence. We go to a university where we use facts to argue rationally. We use facts to prove things. You know, we use evidence, we experiment, we test. You can't give us one shred of proof that your mythical Middle Eastern war god exists.
All right, would you please prove to me that this woman has a rational mind?
Rational mind? I don't know that for certain yet. I haven't talked with her long enough. I don't even know her.
Good. But if you did talk with her long enough, and if you listened to articulate speech flowing from her lips, although you could not prove that she has a rational mind, based on the evidence of her articulate speech, you would act and live your life as if she did have a rational mind, would you not?
No, not necessarily. I'd have to put it to experimental proof.
Stop lying to yourself and to me.
I'm not lying
you
to
sure
anyone,
are.
pal.
Fine,
like I said, hey, get back to the
point.
Prove
to me that. No,
I'm... Prove your God exists. Don't be talking to me about some woman who I don't even know. That was the point. You're getting way off the point.
No, I'm not getting off. I'm trying to show you how intellectually naive you are in standing out here saying, unless you can prove something, you don't believe it. Rubbish. You cannot prove that anybody has a rational mind. You believe they've got rational minds. Why? Not because you can prove it, but because the evidence of the way they speak in an articulate way, the evidence of the way they dress in an orderly way, points to the fact that between their two beautiful ears lies a rational mind. But you can't prove squat, sir.
You call that orderly?
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, that's a matter of subjective opinion now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah? Well, I can promise you that when UC Santa Barbara decides who they're going to accept as students, they don't just engage in a crapshoot. They look at SATs, they look at GPAs.
Right, well, let's see.
And they say, have you displayed the academic
GPA
excellence to make it in here?
Then maybe you'll get into UCSB.
Right. So although they can't prove that that student is brilliant, the evidence of their academic record is that through high school and by taking SATs and doing well, they can thrive in this academic institution.
Tangible proof that can be read, can be seen, can be felt, can even be tasted if you want to eat it.
When have you tasted, felt, or saw someone's rational mind? You haven't. The evidence is that people have rational minds. Based on that evidence, you believe that they have rational minds. You don't prove it.
That still remains to be seen in this day and age. With
Fine. Do you bring a chemistry kit every time you go down to eat dinner at a restaurant? You don't prove things in life.
Sure
you don't
I do.
bring your chemistry kit to the cafeteria to chemically analyze the food before you eat it.
I don't need to. I've eaten most of this stuff before.
Good.
I've tested it, tasted it. There's proof that it exists.
You have not tested the food that you're about to eat for lunch.
Food.
You haven't tested that. But based on evidence that UCSB does not hire crooks for cooks, you sit down and eat that food without chemically analyzing it.
Yeah, exactly. My point, I've proven it. I can eat the food.
No, you have not.
You're missing the whole point.
No, you're missing my comeback.
And you're not giving me the proof that I am demanding. Prove that your God exists.
The point is, you can't prove anything in life.
Bring him down. I'd like to shake his hand, ask him a few questions in person.
Fine, but the point is, you're intellectually naive if you think that you have to prove something in order to believe it. When you're approaching a green traffic light, Do you prove that the guy coming down opposite towards the red light is going to stop before you go through it?
A lot of times they don't, pal.
Do you prove that they're going to stop at the red light before you go through your green light? Do you prove that the pharmacist in that bottle of medicine has put the right medicine? Or do you trust based on evidence of reliability? I cannot prove that God exists, but I can give you more than enough evidence that God exists. The evidence is the order and the design of the cosmos points to an intelligent mind.
Not necessarily.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't. We're a chaotic universe. I mean, our values and belief systems here are chaotic.
Well, I definitely agree with that.
Because you've gotten everybody to march in Nazi lockstep with yours doesn't necessarily make it true.
Well, that's for sure. I'm not asking you to believe that God exists because I believe God exists. You'd be a fool to do that. I'm asking you to believe that God exists because the order and design of the cosmos points to some type of intelligent mind.
It could be Osiris. It could be Isis.
Sure, you bet it could be Osiris.
Any number of mythical explanations that have risen up over the 100,000 or so years that,
I agree.
that our species has been in existence.
That's correct. But then, aren't you agreeing with me then that there's got to be some type of God or gods?
No, I'm not agreeing with you at all. I'm simply saying that we've made up these explanations. Any one of them could be equally as plausible, not proof. Plausibility.
Fine. Then how is it plausible for you as a thinking human being to conclude the order and the design of the cosmos is an accident? How is that plausible?
Order can arise from chaos.
At the foot of Mount Rushmore. And now while we're standing at the foot of Mount Rushmore, I say, wow, look at the way the water has dripped down the rock face there. By golly, that's the head of Washington. Oh, isn't that Lincoln? Man, that's Jefferson, and there's old Teddy Roosevelt. Isn't it incredible the way the water just sort of eroded away those heads on Mount Rushmore? That is absurd. That is totally brainless to believe that. Take 10 pennies, number them 1 to 10, put them in your right pocket, pull them out sequentially. I ain't standing around holding my breath waiting for you guys to pull it off. If you can't do something that simple, how on earth can you argue for the plausibility that the human eye, the human central nervous system, the quote laws of nature are a cosmic accident? Really? That's like the unabridged dictionary being the result of an explosion in a printing factory. No, it does not happen that way. You do not get order and design by chance out of chaos. Order and design points to some type of intelligent mind.
No, not necessarily. As I just said, order can arise out of chaos. Chaos means no intelligent design behind it.
Oh, really? Give me one example out of your life where order comes about by chaos. Like the shirt, or the glasses, or the watch that you're wearing. Hey, it's an incredible accident I found on the side of the road today, isn't it? Boy, oh boy, isn't it amazing the way the glass just sort of flew into place? The metal just sort of came together. The extra pieces of metal just sort of fell off. And lo and behold, as a result of the impersonal plus chance plus time, we had a wristwatch. Amazing accident, isn't it, guys? Incredible discovery on the side of the road today.
As a Christian, I understand that providing proof of God's existence is a complex matter. While it is true that I cannot provide tangible scientific evidence in the same way one might provide evidence for a physical phenomenon, there are logical and philosophical arguments that can support the belief in God. Firstly, it is important to recognize that the existence of God goes beyond the realm of scientific inquiry. Science is limited to studying the physical world and natural phenomena, whereas God, as a supernatural being, exists outside of the physical realm. Therefore, seeking empirical proof for God's existence is not a viable approach. Instead, we can explore philosophical and logical arguments that lend support to the belief in God. One such argument is the cosmological argument, which posits that everything in the universe has a cause, and therefore, there must be an ultimate cause or first cause that initiated the existence of the universe. This first cause is often understood to be God. Additionally, the teleological argument suggests that the intricate design and order found in the universe, from the fine-tuning of physical constants to the complexity of living organisms, point to the existence of an intelligent creator. The complexity and precision of the natural world imply purpose and intention. Moreover, the moral argument suggests that the existence of moral values and duties indicates the presence of a moral lawgiver. Objective moral values, such as the belief that murder or theft is inherently wrong, suggest the existence of a transcendent moral authority, which is often attributed to God. It is important to note that faith plays a fundamental role in belief in God. Faith is not blind acceptance but a trust and confidence in a higher power based on a combination of evidence, personal experiences, and the internal conviction of the Holy Spirit. While I understand that these arguments may not offer the same level of certainty as scientific proof, they provide a rational and logical basis for belief in God. It is essential to approach the question of God's existence with an open mind and a willingness to explore the various philosophical and logical arguments that have been put forth throughout history. While I cannot provide scientific proof in the same manner as physical phenomena, there are philosophical and logical arguments that support the belief in God. The cosmological, teleological, and moral arguments, along with personal experiences and testimonies, contribute to the conviction that God exists. Faith is a crucial element in this belief, which goes beyond the limitations of scientific inquiry. It is my hope that this explanation helps you understand the reasons behind the belief in God, even if it may not fully satisfy your skepticism.